Hello, my name is Maha. I am part of the Democratic Socialists of America. I've been in Houston for about 13 years and I've seen it change a lot. Yeah, I got into environmental justice like a few years ago, starting with my own personal attempts at reducing my own plastic waste and learning about the negative effects of plastic in particular, and then understanding from there, educating myself from there on the influence and impact of oil and gas companies, other polluting things as well, other polluting entities as well. So I've done a lot of research and reading on plastic pollution specifically, because I think that's the most pervasive problem that we have when it comes to pollution, and the one that's going to be the hardest to resolve and prevent from getting worse. So I think that that's where my passion lies. Yeah. I think lobbying is definitely one of the biggest ones, because if where the money is, that's where the voting power goes. And we definitely need to remove a lot of that lobbying power to make sure that we are protecting the people who are being negatively impacted by those kinds of things. And I think education is one of the biggest things as well, because a lot of people don't really understand the impact on their communities. Maybe they don't see it in real time, so they don't understand how it's negatively influencing the community as a whole. If it's not affecting you, that doesn't mean that it's not going to affect you at a certain point. And I think also there is somewhat of like a silo effect where the negative impacts are seen in more minority communities. And that may be pushing pushing the actual visibility of those issues to the side, pretty much. So I think that's one of the biggest things, is visibility of the problems as well, and giving a voice to those people who don't have one right now. And then I also think that the idea of just like our country being very centered on our country only, that's a big problem, because as a part of the diaspora of South Asian community, my family's from Pakistan, I see a lot of the negative impacts over there. And my cousins and my family over there are being impacted by that. Yet Pakistan has like 1% emissions out of everybody. You know, the emissions and their personal contributions on that end are very, very low compared to what we have here. And so me being here I feel like I'm part of the problem almost. And I am thinking about those people who are living in other countries who see those negative impacts, where a lot of people maybe don't have that worldview here. So I think that comes back to the education too. I think one of the biggest things is that people don't realize that Texas is actually a great place for wind energy. We have a lot of wind power. My house is powered by wind. We have a lot of windmills and stuff in Texas. So I don't really understand the disconnect between people's interest in oil and gas and their interest in renewables, because Texas is kind of already there in some ways. So I wish that we were able to share with people the benefits of having a variety of different renewable energies as we move away from oil and gas, and how we as a community and a state are already kind of leading the way in some aspects of that. And I think, of course, you know, getting involved in your community, educating people closest to you and helping them understand, so we can figure out as a community what's best for our neighborhoods and stuff, and as well as using your money where you can. So asking your company if their 401k is being invested in any oil and gas companies, if we are currently boycotting Chevron because of their complicity in genocide and for their crimes against the environment as well. And also going to the legislature, going to even local governments, because we have a lot of more influence here, to try to get the local governments to do something about our community here and protecting ourselves if we don't feel like we can go to a higher level. I think advice is just try to educate yourself, get in touch with people who are maybe in this space or maybe live in those areas, such as like Manchester. They have a lot of areas that are really close to the smokestacks and things that are very polluting, they have high levels of cancer. Maybe try to get in touch with people from areas where you might have a little bit more visibility into the actual impacts of what's going on. And also understanding the worldview, looking up different countries, like emissions and things like that, and seeing how they compare to the climate impacts that they have, facing them right now, and what we're doing to help them out, and maybe supporting organizations that are trying to support the humanitarian relief in those areas. I think definitely stay educated, stay loud, stay angry. We can make a better place for ourselves. Just like everything that we have that's terrible was done by design, we have the power to use our skills and designing a place that's better for ourselves. So.